Welcome to All This Math. This is Professor Parker. And right about now, we're going to simplify an expression. And this is an expression that was sent to me a few hours ago by my cousin, actually. My cousin up in New York, my cousin Janelle. Shout out to Janelle. She sent this to me, asked for some help. And I said, you know what? Why don't I just do a video? You know, I'm here up at Cheney in my office anyway. Did a couple of videos earlier today. Might as well do another one. All right? Because I'm sure it's a lot of people that might see a problem like this and be a little bit, thrown off as to how to simplify this. So I just want to break this down. It's not going to take that long. This is basically an order of operations problem, but it does require a lot of fundamental core math skills in order to come up with the final answer. All right, so first of all, what are we looking at? We're looking at 2 squared. That exponent 2 means 2 to the second power. Minus a fraction, 2 over 2 to the 4th power, right? So if we follow order of operations, what we want to do is we want to use the exponents, these little numbers in the upper corner of the big number, which are called bases, all right? So 2 to the second power means 2 times 2. That's what 2 to the second power means. So 2 to the second power is going to translate to 4, right? I'm going to leave this 2 alone for a minute. I'm going to deal with that in a second. But this 2 to the 4th power, I'm going to deal with that. That's going to be 2 to the 4th. Now, I want to be clear. This is a very common error a lot of people make. They see 2 to the 4th power, and they might be thinking, well, since 2 squared is 4, that might as well just be 2 times 2. It's not. It's really not. I mean, it's a coincidence that 2 squared and 2 times 2 are the same thing. But that does not mean that 2 to the 4th power is 2 times 4. It's not. It's really 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 4 2s. And that will give us 16. 2 to the 4th power is 16. All right? So we got 4 minus 2 over 16. And now I'm just trying to combine fractions. I'm trying to do like a subtraction problem. This is a fraction. This is not. But what I want to do is I want to rewrite this as a fraction. So I'm going to make this 4 over 1. Because whenever I want to make a whole number look like a fraction or an integer look like a fraction, I just give it a denominator of 1. And then I'm going to rewrite this. But wait, hold up. I'm not going to just rewrite 2 over 16. I can reduce 2 over 16. Whenever I see fractions that I can reduce, I like to just do that. So 2 over 16 has a common factor. Well, the numerator and the denominator have a common factor of 2. 2 is the biggest number that can divide into 2 and also into 16. So 2 divided by 2 equals 1. 16 divided by 2 equals 8. So this fraction can also be written as 1/8. All right. So now I can't subtract this fraction from this fraction unless we have the same terms or the same denominators. All right. So I got to think to myself, well, what's the smallest number that 1 and 8 can both divide into? Or that they can be multiplied by some number to arrive at. The smallest number that 1 and 8 both can divide into is 8. So 8 is what you call your LCD. So both of these fractions are going to be rewritten with denominators of 8. Now, you got to ask yourself, if 1 changes into an 8, what is the 4 going to change into? Well, 1 changes into 8 by multiplying by 8. So if 1 times 8 gives me 8, if I multiply the bottom number by 8, I got to also multiply the top number by 8. So I do 4 times 8. Go back to your multiplication facts. 4 times 8 is 32. Now, over here, this denominator was already 8. It's still 8. A good rule of thumb is, if the denominator don't change, the numerator don't change. But if you want to do the math, just think about it like this. 8 times 1 equals 8. So if I multiply the bottom by 1, I got to multiply the top by 1. If I multiply 1 times 1, I still get 1. Told you. Now, because I have the same denominators or the same units, I got 32/8 and I got 1/8. I can do subtraction now, right? Because I'm dealing in similar terms, dealing in common terms. All right. 32 minus 1 gives me 31. So that gives me 31/8. Now, in a lot of places, this is a good final answer, But in case your teacher wants you to convert that to a mixed number, you can convert this to a mixed number You could say, okay, well, how many 8s go into 31? You would say 3 with what? How many left over? Like 7? 7 left over. And you always keep that denominator. So this is another way to write it, 3 and 7/8. All right. If you broke out your calculator and did 31 divided by 8, grab one. Grab one right here. You can also, write this as a decimal. You can do 31 divided by 8, which is 3.875. So that's 3 ways to express the answer to this problem. All right. So 2 to the second power minus 2 divided by 2 to the fourth power is equal to 31/8 or 3 7/8 or 3.875. All right. And that's all, folks. So please, as usual, like the page. Well, like the video, subscribe to the page, tell some people about the page, share the video with some people, tell some people about it, tell a friend to tell a friend. And as usual, as I always say, always remember that there's all this math all around you.